heading towards the pylon. Can he get in? Yes, he did.
Blocked by Hale. And she'll get the kill.
All right, hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Nieto Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here in the Goodnow Gymnasium, where we have the Frontier Redhawks versus the Millbury Memorial High School Woolies. And it's going to be a great game today in the Massachusetts State round of 32. We're going to see who wins tonight. The winner of this game most likely to win, play Nipmuc Regional, the 3 seed. But you never know. I mean, maybe Mashpee or Sturgis will come out with a win. But it's going to be a good game tonight. Frontier is the 14 seed, and Millbury is this 19 seed. Frontier is 7-12 on the season, and Millbury is 6-14. So, two good teams going at similar records. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's going to be an interesting game, and I wonder who's going to come out on top. So we'll just have to wait and see. So they're going to do the national anthem as well as the starting lineups very shortly here. We'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
Good evening, and welcome to the Goodnow Gymnasium for tonight's MIAA Fall Volleyball Division IV Tournament matchup between the Millbury Woolies and your Frontier Redhawks. Frontier Regional School, the Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Athletic Conference, the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, and their member schools have joined together in promoting good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request that you support all participants and officials in a respectful manner. Profanity or hostility directed towards players, coaches, team representatives, officials, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the venue. Be loud, proud, and positive. Thank you for your cooperation. And now introducing the visiting Woolies. Number 1, Brooke Dwyer. Number 3, Haley Delaney. Number 4, Allie Nguyen. Number 5, Kaden Ellis. Number 6, Isabella Ferrari. Number 7, Maya Ware. Number 8, Naya Bishop. Number 9, Diane Francisco. Number 10, Grace Kelly. Number 11, Lila Alice. Number 12, Juliana Jurloma. Number 17, Bria Rose. Number 30, Amaya Rose. Number 32, Rebecca Cronin. Millbury is coached by Mike McKeon, assisted by Kim Cater. And now your Frontier Redhawks. Number 2, Ava Stearns. Number 4, Anna Conklin. Number 5, Sophia Quater. Number 6, Olivia Donovan. Number 8, Olivia Peabody. Number 9, Madeline Day. Number 10, Senior Captain Morgan Mason. Number 11, Amy Talbot. Number 14, Noah Piet. Number 15, Randall Wanzi. Number 16, Gracie Johnson. Number 18, Caitlin Mayo. Number 19, Senior Captain Greta Hale. Number 20, Grace Moronis. Number 21, Senior Captain Cadis Martin. Number 22, Ayla Berry. Number 27, Ksenia Miller. Number 30, Brenna Zilch. And honorary captain, number 00, Aurora Camilio. Frontier is coached by Courtney Perrin, Angelica Perfido, and Sophia Gares. Tonight's officials are Mark Osborne, Dean Frensos, Patrick Dawson, and Chuck Goliath. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of those who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces or as first responders. At this time, we invite any veterans, current military personnel, and first responders in attendance to stand to be recognized. Thank you. And now, please stand if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Kai Neto Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here. Well, the round of 32, Massachusetts round of 32, that is, where we have the number 14 Redhawks versus number 19 Millbury. And it's going to be a good game. I mean, like I said earlier, two similar records. Frontier's 7-12 on the season, Millbury's 6-14. So it should be a good game here tonight. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens here in this first set. Could be a precedent of what happens later in the sets. My prediction is it's going to be a 3-1 victory Tyler team, but you never know what could happen. So let's see who starts with it. I think it'll be, it'll be number 15, Randa Wanze. Back to serve for the Redhawks. Good serve, almost no spin on that ball. Push over by Millbury, dug by Wanze. Martin sets Hale. Point goes to the Redhawks. Good way to start for the Hawks here tonight. And Reyna will be back to serve here again. Let's go Reyna chant by the Hawks bench. Good student section here tonight. Reyna back to serve again. Good serve from her. This will be returned. Dug by Martin. Mayo over to Hale. And hit, tip, and goes out of bounds. Another point for the Redhawks. And Reyna back to serve again. And that's a point for the Woolies. 2-1. Back to serve is number 6, Isabel Ferrari. Good serve from Isabella there. Martin sets Mason. Dug there by Brooke Dwyer. This will be pushed over by Lila Alves. Mason will swing and hit it over. Deflected, goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Redhawks. Nice job by Morgan Mason there. And she's back to serve. 3-1. Doug and an ace for Morgan Mason. Morgan Mason back to serve again. 4-1, the Hawks lead in the first set. Good serve from there. Dug by Ferrari. Returned by Ellis. Martin sets Hale. Dug there by Ferrari again. Returned by the Woolies. Martin sets Mayo. Woolies will return that one. Mason, Martin, and Hale will hit it over. Free ball for the Woolies. And that goes into Frontier's donut hole. 4-2. Back to serve is Naya Bichot, one of the captains for the Woolies. Dug by Spearance. Martin sets Hale. Blocked to the net, goes down. Point goes to the Redhawks. Just an unlucky bounce there for the Woolies. And Hale back to serve for the Redhawks, one of the captains. This will be returned by the Woolies. Free ball for the Hawks here. Martin digs it. Spearance. Hit over by Mayo. Returned by the Woolies. Nice job by number 5, Kaden Ellis. 5-3. And back to serve is number 17, Brielle Brothers, senior captain for the Woolies. Dug by Hale. Martin sets Talbot. And that goes in. The bench said it was out, but it was out. Or it was in, excuse me. And back to serve is number 11, Amy Talbot. Talbot with a good serve. This will be returned by the Woolies. And into the donut hole. Nice hit by number 1, Brooke Dwyer. 6-4. And back to serve is Kaden Ellis, senior captain for the Woolies. Nice knuckleball serve, dug by Spearance. Martin sets Caitlin Mayo, blocked at the net by number 30, Amaya Brooks. She's an 8th grader chant from the bench over there. And back to serve again is Kaden Ellis. Nice serve and an ace for Ellis. 6-6. Back to serve again is Kaden Ellis. As it's tied up here. Good serve, dug by Spearance. Martin and another ace for Ellis. All right, another serve from Ellis. Mayo digs it. Martin sets Caitlin Mayo. And Doug instantly returned. Wanzi digs it. Martin sets Reyna. So returned by the Woolies. Hale, Martin, over to Caitlin Mayo. Dug it by Brooke Dwyer. Hit over block. Martin, over to Hale. And that will be unreturnable. 7-7. Back to serve is senior captain Cadence Martin, as it's tied up 7-7 here. Saved by Brooke Dwyer. This will be returned by the Woolies. Free ball for the Hawks here. Martin sets Caitlin Mayo, and that will go out of bounds. 7-8. And back to serve is number 1, Brooke Dwyer. As it's 8-7, the Woolies up by 1. Good serve there. Martin over to Caitlin Mayo, blocked at the net. That was number 8, Naya Bashat, one of the senior captains there. 9-7 here. Dug by Mayo, Spearance, and Mayo can return it there, so 10-7. Back to serve is Brooke Dwyer again. Dug by Caitlin Mayo. Martin hit over by Wanzi. Martin, and nice hit over the net. I think that was by number 6, Ferrari. 11-7 here. Up by 4 is the Woolies. Back to serve again is Brooke Dwyer. Mayo digs it. Martin sets Wanzi. She'll tip it over. Blocked to the net. Morgan Mason hit it over there. Hale set by. Nice job by Morgan Mason. Set by Cadence Martin there. 8-11, and back to serve is Caitlin Mayo, one of the seniors for the Hawks. Instantly returned. Spearance digs it. Hit over by Hale there. Mayo. Martin over to Morgan Mason again. Williams will tap it over the net. And hit over by Martin. Martin digs it. Spearance. Pushed over by Greta Hale. Brooke Dwyer hits it over. Mayo and Martin got a hand on it, but just too far. 12-8. And back to serve is number 12, Juliana Girolamo. So Girolamo with the serve here. Good serve. Hale digs it. Blocked at the net. Mason over to Greta Hale. Free ball for the Woolies. Hit over. And Martin went for it and just goes out of bounds. Deflection out. 13-8. Back to serve again is Juliana Girolamo. Hale digs it, and an ace. First set not looking good for the Hawks right here as they're down by 6. So they got a lot of ground to make up. Girolamo with another serve here. Hale hits it, or Mayo hits it, and another point. Timeout called by Courtney Perrin and the Hawks. So 15-8, Hawks struggling a little bit, and we'll see what they do differently after this timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Caneto, Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here. Another serve by, another ace by Giuliano Girolamo. And it makes it 16-8. Good serve from her, and another ace tipped off by Mayo again. 17-8. Girolamo on a run here. That one goes in the net, so I jinxed her there. Nope. 9-17. Back to serve is Raina Wanzi. Good serve from her. Dug by Dwyer there. And return goes into the net. That was by number 17, Braille Brothers. And Raina back to serve again for the Red Hawks. And hit over. Miss hit there by Martin. She just missed it there. 18-10. And back to serve is Isabella Ferrari. Dug by Hale. Instantly returned. It's returned by the Woolies. Doug Martin over to Mason there. Martin. Mayo. Hale will tap it over. Woolies will return it. And it'll go out of bounds. Point goes to the Red Hawks. 11-18. Back to serve is senior captain Morgan Mason. Hits the top of the net, goes over. And returned there by Caden Ellis. Spearance over to Martin. And hit over by Ferrari there. Martin to Mayo, and that one goes to the net. 11-19. And back to serve is number 8, Naya Bashot. Senior captain for the Woolies. Dug by Spearance. Martin hits it, and Mayo. Oh, a miss point there. 20-11. Not looking good for the Hawks here in the first set. Down by 9 and 5 points away from victory in this first set are the Woolies. And an ace by the Woolies, and that was by Naya Bashot again. Shot with another good serve. Spearance digs it. And Talbot can't hit it over. 22-11. Mason digs it. Martin over to Greta Hale, and that one just goes in the net. Back to serve again is Naya Bashot. 23-11 here. Spearance digs it. Mayo, and hit over by Spearance. Woolies will return it. Blocked to the net by Talbot. And Talbot tried to block it again, but couldn't. Set point here. 24-11. Hale digs it. Martin over to Talbot. And that one goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Woolies, Millbury Woolies, and they win the first set here. So we will go to the second set. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We go to the second set where, well, the Hawks, they got to play a little better. I mean, honestly, they struggled a little bit in that first set, 25-11. So we'll see what happens, but Millbury playing very well, especially in that first set. So we'll see what happens here in the second set, what they do differently, and we'll see what happens here in the second set. So Millbury will start with it. It'll be number 12, Juliana Girolamo. As the Hawks started with it in the first set. Girolamo back to serve. Dug by Mayo. Martin will set Greta Hale. And that will be a returnable. Kill there for Hale. So good start there for the Hawks. And back to serve is Raina Wanzi. Good serve from her, dug by Dwyer. And hit over by Brothers. And return goes out of bounds. 2-1, or 2-0 here. And back to serve. Again is Raina Wanzi. And that will be an ace for Raina. Three to nothing. Good start so far here in the second set for the Hawks. Raina back to serve here again. Serve from her. This will be a return there. Nice job by Bashot with that kill. Back to serve is Isabella Ferrari. 3-1. Hawks up by 2. Dug by Spearns there. Martin sets Morgan Mason. This will be returned by Dwyer, goes in the net. Oops. 4-1 here. And back to serve is senior captain Morgan Mason. This will be returned by the Woolies. Mason digs it. Martin over to Hale. Dwyer gets it. And Ferrari hit over by Brothers. Martin sets Hale, but Hale can't quite get to it. Point for the Millbury Woolies. Back to serve is Nia Bashot. Serve from Bashot. Good. Hit over by Spearns. Goes out of bounds. 4-3. This is kind of how set number 1 started. And we'll see what happens here. The Woolies kind of went on a run. Good serve from Nia. Martin over to Mayo. Free ball for the Woolies here. Bashot digs it. And pushed over there by Brooks. Turned by the Red Hawks. Blocked at the net by Martin. Martin hit over by Talbot. And Woolies return it. Free ball for the Hawks here. Hale will swing. And point goes to the Red Hawks. Good job by Greta Hale there. 5-3. Greta Hale back to serve. Senior captain for the Hawks. Dug by Ferrari there. Mason. Martin over to Mayo. She'll tap it over, but she stepped over the line there. And Brielle Brothers back to serve. One of the senior captains for the Woolies. Hale digs it. Mayo with a nice save there. And returned by the Hawks. Hit over. Nice job by Ellis. Hawks save it. And that drops down for a Woolies point. 5-5 here. Back to serve again is Brielle Brothers. Senior captain. Good serve from her. Mayo digs it. Martin will set Talbot. Head over by the Woolies. Martin to Hale. Back over to Ellis. Dug by. That was returned by the Red Hawks. Dwyer hit over by Ware. Mason, Martin hits it over. Good rally we have going here. Over by Brooks. Mayo with the hit over. And it goes in the net from Brooks there. Point goes to the Red Hawks. 6-5. Back to serve is Amy Talbot. Dug by Dwyer. Ellis. And hit over by Ware. Turned by the Red Hawks by Caitlin Mayo there. Ware will hit it over. Talbot. Martin over to Hale. Dug by, nice save by Dwyer there. Martin saves it. Hale over to Mayo, and she hits it into the net. 6-6. A lot of back and forth these last two rallies. And back to serve is Caden Ellis. Hits the top of the net and goes over. So an unlucky bounce there for the Redhawks. Reyna tried to get to it. Just couldn't quite get to it though. 7-6. Woolies up by 1 here. Back to serve again is Caden Ellis. Nice knuckleball serve and an ace. So back-to-back aces for Caden Ellis. See if the Woolies can go on a run here. Got 2 points in a row, or 3 points in a row, excuse me. Dug by Mayo. Martin hit over by Mayo. Free ball for the Woolies. And that goes, stays in, so Hawks let that one go as they thought it was going to go out of bounds. So 9-6 here. Back to serve again is Caden Ellis. And that one goes in the net. Point for the Redhawks, 7-9. And back to serve is Cadence Martin, senior captain for the Hawks. Good serve, no spin on that ball. And an ace for Cadence. Eight to 9. Hawks down by 1 now. Good serve from Martin again. Hit over by Ferrari. Hale digs it. Martin with the hit over. And miscommunication there from the Millbury Woolies. Point goes to the Redhawks. James Martin back to serve again. Dwyer digs it. Brothers. Nice job by Isabella Ferrari there. She gets the kill. 10-9. And checking in is Nia Bishat for Amaya Brooks. And back to serve is Brooke Dwyer. And Hale digs it, but hit the ground. Back to serve again is Brooke Dwyer. Spearance digs it. Martin set Mason there. And return goes in the net. Point goes to the Hawks. Back to serve is Caitlin Mayo. It just goes out of bounds. Back to serve for the Woolies is number 10, Grace Kelly. Dug by Mayo. Martin sets Hale, blocked to the net. She hits it. Martin tapped over by Morgan Mason. And the Hawks will return that one, but it goes out of bounds. 13-10. And back to serve is Juliana Girolamo. Good serve from her. Mayo dug it there. Martin over to Mason. And returned by the Red Hawks there. Free ball for the Woolies. Mayo digs it. Martin sets Greta Hale. And that one's unreturnable. Nice job by Greta Hale there. Back to serve is Raina Wanze. Nice return by Amy Talbot. And that one will go to the Red Hawks way. 12-13. Hawks down by 1 now, and Raina Wanze back to serve again. Bench with a she's a freshman chant. Dwyer digs it, and returned by the Woolies. Hit over by Martin. Dwyer to Girolamo. Blocked to the net by Talbot and Mason. 13-13. Hawks crawling back now. Stay in this game. The Hawks really need to win this second set. Otherwise, it'll be 2-0, and then the Millbury Woolies will just have to win the third set. Raina digs it. Martin will set Greta Hale. And Dwyer over to Ferrari. Mayo digs it. Martin sets Greta Hale. Just stays in bounds. Lucky for the Red Hawks there. 14-13. And back to serve is Raina Wanze again. Raina's doing a nice job on the service line, but a jinkster there as that one goes in the net. 14-14. Back to serve is Isabella Ferrari. Ferrari with the knuckleball serve. Mayo digs it. Tapped over by Martin. Mason pushes it over. That one goes long. Point goes to the Red Hawks. That was from Naya Bashat. And Morgan Mason back to serve for the Red Hawks. This will be returned by the Ellis there. And 15-15. So good close second set we have here. And back to serve is Naya Bashat. Serve will go long. Point goes to the Hawks, 16-15. Back to serve is senior captain Greta Hale. And that one goes to the net. Point goes to the Woolies. Checking in there is Maya Ware for the Woolies. And back to serve is Brielle Brothers, dug by Spearance. Nice hit over by Martin. Dwyer hits it over. Spearance with a dig. Martin sets Greta Hale. Dwyer digs it. Hit over by Ferrari and hit over by Brothers. Mayo pushes it over. Pushed over by Brielle Brothers. Hale will swing and just hits the top of the net. Stays on the Hawks side there. 17-16. And back to serve is Brielle Brothers again. Dug by Ava Spearance. Hit over by Caitlin Mayo. Dwyer digs it. Brothers hit over by Ware there. Martin sets Talbot there. Ware pushes it over. Morgan Mason digs it. And Martin sets Caitlin Mayo. And a double touch by Caitlin Mayo there. 18-16. Hawks, they got to get these points back. Braille Brothers with another good serve. Spearance digs it. Over to Martin. Martin sets Mayo there. Hit over by Ellis. And Caden Ellis gets the kill. 19-16. Braille Brothers back to serve again. Caitlin Mayo digs it. Martin sets Mayo, but doesn't get it over the net. So 20-16, Hawks got to get back in this, and Courtney Parent will call a timeout and talk things over. So we're going to take a quick break as well. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. 20-16 after the timeout. Mayo will hit it over, and Woolies will get it. Point goes to the Hawks. 17-20, and back to serve is Amy Talbot. (17-20). Hit over by Ware. Blocked at the net by the Hawks. Nice job. That was, I think, Wanzi and Martin there. 18-20. And Amy Talbot back to serve again for the Red Hawks. Good serve from her. And hit over by Ware. Hale digs it. And hit over by Hale. Dwyer digs it. Brothers, and deflection. Hale upset with herself there. She should have let that one go, but point goes to the Millbury Woolies, and they're 4 points away from winning this second set here. And back to serve is Caden Ellis, senior captain for the Woolies, and that one goes in the net. 19-21. Cadence Martin. These are crucial serves. This will be a crucial point for the Hawks. They need to get this one. Try to win this second set. And this will be returned by the Woolies. Returned by Ferrari. Point goes to the Woolies. So now they're just 3 points away. Hawks down by 3 as well. So 22-19. And Brooke Dwyer to serve here for the Woolies. Spearance digs it. Martin, push over by Raina Wanzi there. And that drops in for a Woolies point. 23-19. Timeout called by Courtney Parent and the Red Hawks. They're going to talk things over. Interesting second set here as the Woolies are kind of pulling away towards the end, but hopefully the Hawks can get back in it. But they're going to take a quick break. So you're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Kai Nieto, Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here. 23-19. And Hawks should have, couldn't quite get to that one. Set point. Hawks will need to get 6 or 5 points in a row to tie it up. And back to serve again is Brick Dwyer. Hale digs it, and that'll be set point. So we will go to the third set, which hopefully the Hawks will not get swept here, but they're going to have to reverse sweep the Millbury Woolies if they want to win this game. But we'll be back for the third set. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We go to the third in what could be the final set here tonight, as the Woolies are up 2-0 in the sets, and we'll see what happens here in the third set. Hawks lost the first set 25-11, the last one 25-19, and we'll see what happens here in the third set. I mean, hopefully the Hawks can try to get back in this, at least take a set from Millbury, but we'll see what happens. And it'll be the Hawks starting with the ball. It'll be Reina Wanzi back to serve for the Red Hawks. Nice serve from Reina. Return, and Hawks, nobody went for it there. Miscommunication. 1-0. Millbury Woolies up by 1 in the third set. And back to serve is Isabella Ferrari. Martin sets Mason. Nice return, Girolamo. Martin digs it. Mayo. Get over by Morgan Mason. Good rally we have here, and that drops in for a kill for the Woolies. Back to serve again is Isabella Ferrari. Dug by Spearance. Martin hits it, and free ball from Mayo here. Turned by Ellis. Martin hit over by Hale. Nice job by the Hawks there. 1-2. Hawks down by 1. And back to serve is Morgan Mason. Good serve from her. This will be a return pushover. Mason hits it. Martin over to Mayo. And the Woolies will return it. Nice job by them there. Martin will set Hale. And a step over the line there. And Morgan Mason back to serve for the Hawks. 2-2 here. And that one hits the net. Season on the line for the Hawks here in this third set. They got to play exceptional to beat this Millbury team. Back to serve is Nia Bashad. Spearance hits it. Martin over to Hale, and it just goes in the net. Not looking good for the Hawks right now. Nia with the serve, and not what Frontier was looking for there. An ace for Nia Bashad. Spearance digs it. Martin hit over by Caitlin Mayo. Returned by the Woolies. And a kill there by the Woolies. 6-2. They're running away with it right now. Back to serve again is Nia Bashad. And just in Mayo, thought it was going to go out of bounds. 7-2. Another ace for Nia. Comes another serve. Spearance digs it. Mason hits it. And Martin will return it. Woolies will return this one. There's Brooks. Martin sets Amy Talbot. Blocked at the net by Maya Brooks. 8-2. 6-point lead for the Woolies. Not looking good for the Hawks here in this third set. Dug by Mayo. Martin. And miss hit there from Talbot. 9-2. And Bashad with another serve. Dug by Hale, and no one goes for it. 10-2. Another ace for Nia Bashad. Mayo instantly returns that one. At the net, Martin. Hale back over to Martin. Hale with the dig. Mayo over to Greta Hale. And over by Ellis. Goes out of bounds. Nice job by Morgan Mason laying off that one. 3-10. Back to serve is Greta Hale. Senior captain for the Hawks. Hawks need to go on a run here. Mason digs it. Hale. And hit over by Caitlin Mayo. Blocked at the net. Martin. Hale over to Caitlin Mayo. She'll return it. Free ball. Into the return. Spearance digs it. Martin over to Hale. Or Mayo, excuse me. Hale digs it. Martin over to Caitlin Mayo again. And that one goes long. 11-3. And back to serve is Brielle Brothers. And nice back return there by Martin. And that return goes long. Much needed point for the Hawks there. 4-11. Down by 7. And back to serve is Amy Talbot. That one goes in the net short. 12-4. Eight-point lead for the Woolies. And an ace for Kaden Ellis. 13-4. Kaden Ellis back to serve again. And Caitlin Mayo will let that one go out of bounds. 5-13 Hawks. Down by 7 again. Or down by 8. Can't do math. Martin will serve that one in the net. Timeout called by Courtney Perrin and the Hawks, as they got to get things rolling here as they're down by 9. So we're going to take a quick break. They'll take one as well. We'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Kai Nieto Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here. As it is 14-5. Back to serve is Brooke Dwyer for the Millbury Woolies, and Mayo hits it there. 15-5. 10-point lead for the Woolies. Hawks will need to work very hard to try to get back into this one. Again, if they lose it, their season's over. So they got to work hard. Hale and Wanzi got a hold of it, but point goes to the Woolies. Brooke Dwyer back to serve again. Spearance digs it. Martin sets Mason. It'll be returned. Miss hit there by Maya Ware. Much needed point for the Redhawks. Now, can Caitlin Mayo go on a roll here? Try to bring her team back into this one. And dug by Ellis there. Returned by Ware. Not sure what the call is there, but point goes to the Woolies. 17-6. Back to serve is number 12, Girolamo. Spearance digs it. Mayo over to Hale there. Spear returned by Ferrari. Mayo, Martin over to Greta Hale, and that one goes in the net. 18-6. Not looking good for the Hawks right here. They're down by 12 and 7 points away from victory is the Millbury Woolies. Spearman digs it. Martin hit over by Hale. Wanzi digs it. Martin over to Hale again. And a nice kill by Greta Hale. Much needed point for the Hawks again, 7-18. They just got to get on a roll. Can Reina Wanzi do it? Ace for Reina. Nice job by her. I've got to dig deep and work hard here to try to get back into this set. Reina with another good serve. And stepped over the line. 9-18. Reina back to serve again. Good serve from Reina once more. Return by Ellis. Martin will dig it. Mayo. Hit over to Mason. And hit in the net by Grail Brothers. Point goes to the Red Hawks. So they're working hard. It was once 18-6. Now it's 18-10. So Hawks get 4 points in a row. Can they make 5? Another great serve from Monzi. Instantly return. Talbot hits it. And 19-10. Back to serve is Ferrari. That one goes to the net. 11-19. So the Hawks down by 8. And the Woolies 6 points away from victory, winning in this third set. Back to serve is Morgan Mason. So we returned. Martin will set Greta Hale. Dug by Brooke Dwyer. Hit over by Ellis. Goes long. Nice job by the Hawks laying off that one. 19-12. Back to serve again is Morgan Mason. Dug by Ferrari. Hit over. Spearance Martin over to Hale. And Nyla, the shot hit the net there. So point goes to the Hawks. 13-19. Timeout called by Mike McKeenan. And we'll be right back. Hawks trying to come back. They're down just by 6 now. So we'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Tom Albert, Kaineto Gonzalez, and Fenton Jones here in the state round of 32. Hit over by Talbot. It works out for the Hawks there. Ellis will hit it over. Spearance will get to it. Mayo with the hit over. Nice save by the Hawks there. Hit over by Talbot. Nice job by the Hawks. 19-14. They're crawling back. It was once 18-6. And returned by Brielle Brothers. Mason hits it and miss hit by the Hawks there. 20-14. So they're still down by 6. But they did a good job of trying to crawl back into this one. They just got to get the service back, and all the Woolies have to do is get 5 more points, and they'll win this game. Back to serve is number 11, Lila Alves. Alves with a good serve. And that will be an ace as Martin tried to get to that one. Alves back to serve again. That one goes to the net. Hawks can't really afford to give up many points here. 4 more and the Woolies will win this one. Back to serve is senior captain Greta Hale. This will be returned by the Woolies. Hale digs it. Martin hits it. And Hale will return it. Dug by Ferrari there. And a double touch. Point goes to the Hawks. (21-16). Hawks down by 5 now. And that will be another point for the Red Hawks. Nice job by Greta Hale getting that ace. 21-17. Momentum seems to be in Frontier's favor. They're down by 4. They're once down by 12 in this set. So we returned by the Woolies. Mason digs it. Martin will set Caitlin Mayo. Brooke Dwyer hits it. Hit over by Ellis. Free ball for the Hawks here. Spearance. Martin over to Hale. Blocked at the net. Oh. Nice attempt there from Morgan Mason trying to get to that. 22-17. Back to serve is Brielle Brothers. Just 3 points away from victory here. Spearance digs it. Martin over to Hale. Brothers sets Ellis there. Martin hit over by Spearance. Free ball for the Woolies here. Hale digs it and just hit off the basketball hoop there. 23-17. Timeout called by Courtney Perrin and the Red Hawks. They're going to talk things over. 23-17. Just 2 points away from victory are the Woolies. But we'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. This is a crucial point for the Red Hawks. They need to get this one back and try to serve, but in the hands of Brielle Brothers. Dug by Spearance. Martin will set Caitlin Mayo. And Brothers will set Ellis. Dug by Hale. Punched over by Cadence Martin there. Nice block of that by Talbot. Nice job by Amy Talbot there. 18-23. Let there be life for the Hawks here. They really cannot afford to give up a point because then it'll be set and game point. So it'll be in the hands of Amy Talbot. Instantly returned. Punch over by. It's hit out the net. Oh, double touch by Martin there. 24-18. And this could be it for Frontier here. Caden Ellis back to serve. Hale. And nice return as the Hawks hold on there. Free ball for the Hawks here. Martin over to Mayo. This will be returned by the Woolies there. Martin sets Mayo again. Ellis, Brooke Dwyer hits it. Hit over by Ferrari. Mason saves it there. Martin sets Mayo. That drops in for a Red Hawk point. So they got to get 5 points in a row here to try to get it to 20. So it's set point here for Millbury in the hands of Cadence Martin. Pressure is on. Dug by Ellis. Hit over by Brooke Dwyer. Nice save by Greta Hale. Pushed over by Morgan Mason. Returned by the Woolies. Hale. Martin over to by Mayo. And that'll do it. So the Woolies come into Frontier Gymnasium, or Goodnow Gymnasium, and win. So in 3 straight sets, Frontier gets swept here. Tough game for the Hawks. They pulled back in that 3rd set. They were down 18-6, and they made it to 25-19. So a good game by Millbury. They played very well, but they'll be moving on to the round of 16. Hawks strike out here, but we will see you guys next time. We'll be recording the field hockey game on Saturday, so that we'll upload that one. Won't be live, but thank you for watching Frontier Community Access Television. I've been your host, Tom Albert, joined with Kai, Gonzalez, contingent. Have a good night, everybody.